right, so one of the big reasons why I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys is that it gives me an opportunity to kind of go check out some areas that I just don't get to see as often anymore. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at Tempe, specifically come over here to Tempe Town Lake, show you what it's all about, give you the pros and cons, give you kind of a tour of the North Tempe neighborhood, everything around ASU, what it's like to live here, entertainment, fun, that type of stuff, and really show you if it's a right fit for you. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's Greg Corbett with the AZ Lifestyle Group right here in Tempe, Arizona. If this is your first time to this channel and you're looking to find out everything you need to know about what it's like living in and or moving to the Phoenix metro area, including right here in Tempe, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. We are helping people from all over when it comes to finding the best places and neighborhoods to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making a move and you need any assistance whatsoever, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when it comes to moving to Tempe, Arizona. All right, so I'm here at the boat dock here at Tempe Town Lake. This is really one of the main reasons I wanted to do this video. This Tempe Town Lake area offers something that really nowhere else does within the metro Phoenix area and probably in most of Arizona. They do have some lakefront subdivisions here and there, but this is really, you know, when it comes to like waterfront living, this is probably the best that Arizona has to offer when it comes to this type of stuff. So I really wanted to showcase it, show you what it looks like, because there are a ton of people that live around here, including myself. It's basically 10 minutes away, and I sometimes neglect to come down here and really get a chance to kind of spend time here out on the water and really enjoying it. And there's a lot of things to do. So we're gonna focus on this North Tempe area here. I'm basically just south of the 202 right now. We've got Rio Salado with all the kind of the high-rise, this is offices, condos, that type of thing that we have. Basically, you know, all the action right here on Tempe Town Lake. We're gonna take you on a tour of that. Rudy's gonna join me for a little bit. We're gonna take him on a tour as well, and just kind of show you some of our favorite spots. So we're gonna give you the pros and cons, try to avoid all the plane traffic overhead that kind of causes a little challenge with the sound, and really show you what it's all about living here.
So the first thing I noticed about Tempe Town Lake is that it's just active. People running, riding their scooter, kids, families, just amazing. The weather's beautiful, companies everywhere, buildings, condos, a lot of amazing parts, a lot of amazing things about Tempe that people sometimes don't think about. So what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's just fun to be out here and seeing people get the most out of the day. Coming out here, we're seeing a lot of people already out on the lake, already just kind of right by it. There's not only bike paths, but people skating. There's just so much activity of what we're seeing right now. And it's one of the very few places, I mean, if not the only place really in the metro area where you have like waterfront. Yep. So there's, you know, communities that maybe have like lakefront property. You don't have this type of activity. So for people to have that here in Tempe, I think it's kind of a luxury, and it's just a really nice thing to have that is so close to everybody's backyard. Yes. So obviously a lot around here. Rudy, kind of talk about just proximity to, like, time-wise to get to other areas that are close by.
So one thing I love about this location is that if you travel a lot, you're a, what, 5, maybe 10-minute drive to the airport. If you're going to Scottsdale, you're a 5-minute drive to Scottsdale. I love baseball, I love sports, so the stadiums are what, Greg? D-backs.
5-10 minutes away.
Another 5-10 minutes. It's so convenient, such a great location.
And Rudy, that's a good point when it comes to sporting venues. And I think obviously when here in Tempe, a lot of people are gonna think about ASU. Yes. As one of the main drivers. That's obviously, we're right here, we're right next to A Mountain, we're right next to Sun Devil Stadium. Spring training, there's got lots of good spots here for spring training, that type of thing. So when it comes to sporting events, just in Tempe on its own, there's a lot to cover. The other thing that I think is super important, there is a north side and a south side of Tempe, basically that's kind of cut right down the middle at the 60 freeway. So we're here on the north side, that's where ASU is. It's where kind of the older area of Tempe, that has gotten so landlocked. That's why you're seeing a lot of these larger buildings pop up. You're seeing, you know, kind of the towers, not only offices, apartments, luxury condos, that type of thing. And then on the south side of Tempe, you have a lot of nice neighborhoods that are very family friendly, have great schools, and have some newer homes. So, you know, there's going to be a different lifestyle for everybody. Again, a lot to choose from. Yeah. All right, Rudy, now we're going to kind of talk about entertainment, what you can kind of expect to see here in Tempe. Hard to talk about entertainment in Tempe without talking about Mill Avenue. I think it's probably the staple, what Tempe is known for. It's pretty much the entertainment district for ASU, right next to Sun Devil Stadium. This is where, you know, a lot of the fun happens. Definitely a lot of college students around here, but a lot of cool places. And it's kind of transformed over the years from like a really local spot to kind of more kind of corporate stuff coming in, but still really a lot of cool restaurants, a lot of cool bars.
So this is my first time on Mill Avenue, and I hear about it all the time, and I'm super excited to check out some of the different spots. Yeah. I mean, I can see why it's so popular. There's so many restaurants, bars, shopping, all within walking distance of where you are. So yeah, I'm excited, Greg. Like, this is cool. Like, I love it. The weather, it could be better.
It's a good spot, and there's no place else really in Arizona like it. It just kind of has like a super cool walkability. Everything like in, you know, within about a mile of itself. You can hop on the light rail to get anywhere or get into Mill Avenue, which is nice. And again, when you've got some of the game day action type going on, like, you know, there's no better environment. It's just a fantastic environment. So we're still walking down Mill right now, Rudy. And you know, for anybody that's going to kind of come take a tour of Tempe in general, especially this north side near ASU, like, this area has been landlocked for years. So because of that, this is what we're going to start seeing. These are probably the two towers that originally were built up back in the early 2000s. But now you're seeing towers kind of all over. You see a lot of the towers on Tempe Town Lake, and you see a lot of the towers for student housing going down like university and that type of thing. So that's something that is definitely unique to Tempe. That's not something that, you know, the Phoenix area is spread out pretty wide, so you typically don't see this type of construction. I don't know if you have been into any of these buildings or kind of checked them out at all.
No, I haven't. And you know, that's one thing that I'm noticing more so here is that although it's very quaint here on Mill Ave and there's a lot of stuff within walking distance, there's a ton of development just circling around it. So yeah,
building up.
A lot of building up, which is great. Obviously, our economy is booming. Everyone loves living here. So yeah, it's something that I find interesting that, you know, it's quaint yet super developed.
Yeah, and let's look at the pros and cons, because I think a lot of people might not like that. It's not one of those things that, like, certain people definitely don't like it. Certain people don't like these towers next to where they used to live. There was a lot of people that were pushing back that did not want it. Having it on Tempe Town Lake, I think, has been more of a benefit, especially when you have a lot of them next to each other. Same thing with some of the student housing that's going on. They're all right next to each other, so maybe that kind of flows with what's going on. But there's definitely a lot of people that haven't been big fans of it, but unfortunately, when you're in Tempe, you got no place else to grow except for going up.
Yeah, no, and that's obviously from all the development here. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen here in the next 5 to 10 years, but only great things.
And Taylor, you bring up a good point. Thank you, Taylor. Number one, let's all say hi to Taylor. She's doing the filming today, and she's probably the Tempe expert.
Yeah.
I know a few things about Tempe. Rudy's pretty new to Tempe.
I know absolutely nothing about it.
Well, we're here to teach you. But Taylor, you brought up a good point, and that comes to like housing in general. So you get a little bit of diversity. There are a lot of cool single-family homes that are around kind of the ASU area, like the north part of Tempe. A little bit older, so a lot of people kind of tend to neglect looking at them. You get some of the newer spot on the south side, but you also get, if you want, some of these like high-rise condo situations or luxury apartment living that are on these really cool situations where you can look out to the water. You get that too, and you can't find that anywhere else. So I think for people that like diversity, I mean, I think Tempe is probably one of the most diverse places within the Phoenix Metro.
Absolutely.
All right, Taylor, why don't you come on over here as well? Kind of talk about Spinelli's. We're going to do like a quick shout out to them. I know it's one of your favorite spots. Why don't you come over behind the camera here and give our viewers a little bit of information on one of the local spots here.
So Spinelli's has been around for years. It is such an incredible company. They hire locally. They have also been a survivor of the COVID, hit because they are resilient and incredible. The pizza is amazing. They also have some menu items that are so delicious. They have fried Oreos.
Fried Oreos? Okay.
Yeah, and also pizza fries. I'm addicted.
All right.
I also know that they do live music. They support their community, the bicycle community, the skate community. They're just incredible people. Chris is the owner. Awesome person. I definitely recommend coming here.
So according to Taylor, if you come in and you talk to Chris, you'll get a free piece of pizza. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I was like, Chris is gonna kill me.
It's probably not gonna happen, but come in and support it anyway.
Yeah, Chris is such an incredible person, and supporting his business, you're supporting your community as well.
So let's talk a little bit about Tempe when it comes to neighborhoods and living in general. I think Tempe gets overlooked quite a bit, especially by people who are moving into the area, because if you're looking around online and you're looking at neighborhoods, and specifically if you're looking at homes in particular price points, most of Tempe is probably going to be older homes, especially when it comes to here near the north side of Tempe, near ASU. You're going to find a lot of older homes that are kind of built for students, that type of thing, and they're usually pretty expensive because of the amount of rents they can get. So if you're comparing values when it comes to a newer home, maybe in the Chandler, Gilbert, Peoria, Glendale area versus something here in Tempe for the same price point, you're going to see a totally different type of home. So I think it does get overlooked because of that. On the other side of that coin, I think people could get an opportunity to, if you open up your options when it comes to looking at houses, you're going to have like a pretty cool area to live in. But on the other side of that, I think if you open up your options and you open yourself up to Tempe and you maybe go take a look at something that might look a little older in the pictures, you might find that you really like the area a little bit more than some of the areas that tend to get the most views and the most popularity. So one of the coolest neighborhoods that I really like to come back and explore, because I used to live down here. In fact, I bought my first home in Tempe back in 1996 or 97, kind of right near here. And it's this little historic district just north of University on the west side of Mill Avenue. And there's just a lot of really cool homes. Again, you're gonna find older homes, but just mature neighborhoods or mature landscaping, mature trees. It just has like a really cool feel to it. You got a lot of unique styles and some fun stuff. So I would definitely recommend checking this out. It's definitely like a cool little hotspot and gives you access to everything on Mill Avenue, all the really cool bars and hot spots and that type of thing. So definitely come check that out. We're gonna make another stop here. Number one, there's like so much development going on. This is one of the things about Tempe. Like there's building going on everywhere, construction everywhere. It's kind of a little bit messy, but there's a lot of cool things coming up. And there's a lot of cool things that kind of have recently come in. One of the big ones that I'm a big fan of is the Yard. This is probably the second one that was done here. There was one in Phoenix, now there's one in Gilbert. This was the second one that's done. Very cool. We'll take you guys on a quick tour. Rudy's probably has gone to the Madison before, because Rudy's like athletic and he works out a lot, so he probably spins. Is that right, Rudy?
Yeah, spin, yoga, Pilates, all that fun stuff.
No, so Rudy's probably been here to the Madison. That is a cool place to go, Rudy will tell you. And so you definitely got to check that out. But this is just a cool spot. We're going to go in, just kind of take you on a quick tour, and we'll go from there. All right, Rudy, first time in the Yard here?
First time. Amazing. Super cool.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously you guys will take on a little bit of a tour. One of the really cool things I like about it is this area. So the Yards, when you come to the Yards, basically it's like this is kind of outdoor setup with games. You've got plenty of coverage, so if it's during the summer, it's going to be cool enough. They'll have like visitors and that type of thing. Really perfect, like when you have nice weather. You've got the cornhole sets, you've got shuffleboard, you've got ping pong, pool, couch seating with like fire pits and that type of thing when it gets a little cooler here in Arizona. Yeah, I mean, like if you haven't been here, definitely worth the time to bring the family. I'd say definitely family friendly. Bring your kids, like they can cruise around and have fun. All right, Rudy, so there's obviously a ton of construction going on. There's new development everywhere. We're at a new place right now that I had no idea even existed until this last week, and it was part of the inspiration of why I wanted to come down to Tempe. We're here at Watermark, which is basically just on the north side of the town lake and just south of the 202. It's a new little development. You got office space here. You've got some cool local restaurants. We decided to go over to Sweet Republic, grab some ice cream. But a lot of cool spots over here and really good access to the beach park and kind of what's going on all around here. So wanted to stop by and take a look. What are your thoughts when you kind of come through here? Is this your first time?
It's my first time. It's exciting because you see all the restaurants that are going to open here soon, all the new development that's going on. I mean, I'm floored at how much development is happening in this area. And you're right off the 202. You're so close to everything. I'm actually thinking about bringing my family here over the weekend to enjoy the water, the environment. This is cool. I love it.
Yeah, so, and that was part of the reason why we came over the weekend. We came probably around 4 o'clock, especially when the summer months hit and you get afternoon shade. This is going to be all shaded. You've got a splash pad, so our little one can kind of play around in the splash pad, and then we can kind of go play in the grass a little bit. We'll take it kind of through over the grassy area right in front of the lake where there's a path that goes all the way around, so we'll showcase that as well. But yeah, it's just a cool spot, good food, good places opening up. So yeah, definitely a place to check out. All right, so now we're on the other side of the lake. We've had a lot of touring going on, Rudy. So why don't we kind of, take people through what did you think when you looked at kind of the neighborhoods from a North Tempe side, this kind of area right around Tempe Town Lake, right by ASU. What are your thoughts on like kind of some of the neighborhoods, some of the things you saw, positive and negative?
I love how much activity there is as far as like being out, people running, paddle boards, the kayaking. Just it's such a fun, friendly environment. There's tons of cool restaurants, cool bars. The scene around ASU is so amazing. It's so lively. I love that part. Obviously, all the development that's going on is super exciting for the future of this specific area. It's a little busy, so that's what I would say. Obviously, with all the development going on, there's a lot of construction going on. So if you can just bear through some of that stuff, I think you'll be fine. But just being so close to town, so close to the airport, having all this family activity, family-friendly environment that you could go to. I mean, this is a knockout. This is great. I'm gonna bring my family here because I just love it here. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think to hit on a couple of the potential negatives, because obviously we want to show you the pros. There are a lot of them here. There are a few cons. I mean, it's crazy busy, especially with everything building as high as they are. Like, there's a lot of people in one little place here, so the traffic is probably going to be maybe one of the most challenging of places that you can live. And obviously Arizona keeps growing in general, so the traffic keeps getting a little bit worse. Definitely a lot of construction. We toured some of the neighborhoods. There's still a lot of older homes, so I think when people are looking at homes, and they're overlooking Tempe, it's because they're seeing homes in like the $400K to $600K price point that are kind of near campus here that probably don't look good on Zillow, and then they're comparing the $400 to $600 range in other areas, whether it's Gilbert, Chandler, Peoria, Glendale, that type of thing, and they're seeing the newer homes. So yes, you're probably going to get maybe a little nicer home in some of those areas, but you're not going to be having this type of lifestyle.
Yeah, and I think to me that's a huge selling point living here because there's just so much to do. Nothing against Gilbert, Chandler, those are great areas too, but my wife and I, my family, we like being close to fun. We like being close to the airport and restaurants and just a lot of the stuff that the valley has to offer. So to us, this is a great place to consider.
Well, and when you think about the lifestyle in general, having the ability to be on the waterfront and being close by, like even if you're not living in one of these places like right on the water, like to be 10 to 15 minutes away and be able to take advantage of it, bring out one of your kayaks, bring out a canoe, go get on the water, take the time to do that. I mean, it's rare. It's rare. So yes, there's going to be a little bit of cost to that. If you go over to the south side of Tempe, you're going to have a little nicer neighborhoods, a little maybe better schools, that type of thing out there. That will give you some opportunities, so definitely look at that. And then the other thing, Rudy, is if you absolutely don't aren't interested in some of the homes within Tempe, we're 10-15 minutes away. Like, how, you know, you're 10-15 minutes away from getting here living in Scottsdale?
Yeah, it took me 10 minutes to get here from Scottsdale. It was super fast.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing for me. I'm 10 to 15 minutes away where I'm at in Central Phoenix. So there are a lot of places just because of this central location where you can be here very quickly. So we'll help guide you on that as well.